before, when we were young, I don't know what you guys did, but we were young.
Played in the ditches.
Played in the ditches. But during the hurricane, when the hurricane would start, it wasn't really bad yet, and the winds would be up, 40, 50, 60 miles an hour. We'd put our roller skates on and get trash can lids. We had metal trash cans in the round metal trash can lids, and we'd hold the trash can lids out, and that was our sails, and we'd go sailing down the road. That's wind that will blow you, propel you down the road, sometimes tumble you down the road. Trash cans come flying down the road and stuff that people left out, and then our parents would make us come inside.
Trees and power lines.
Yeah, trees and power lines start coming down. You have projectiles, straight line, and when you get straight line winds, then they make you come in. That's how a lot of us live in our lives. We have straight line winds going, and we think it's normal. That's keeping you. That's not being in the rest of God. What is it in your life that keeps you out of the rest? That causes you to come short of the promise of God. See, the promise is there, but we come short of it because we choose to come short of it. What kept Israel from going into the promised land? Or from living in what God had for them? No, the giants didn't keep them out. Their choices kept them out. The giants were there, but the giants didn't keep them out of Israel.
Wouldn't have kept them out.
It wouldn't have kept them out because two said, let's go kill them. Let's go take it. Let's go in this. Here's the promised land. Let's go take it. Let's go do this. Their choices. They chose to go back to the old life. They chose to say, did you bring us out here to kill us? Things weren't bad enough in Egypt. Now you got to bring us out here to kill us? And they built the golden calf. They went back to what they knew. They went back to what they had. They went back to the same fear. How come Moses gets to lead us? Where's Moses? Where's God? Where's this? Where's that? I thought I was supposed to have this. I thought life was supposed to be this way. I thought I was supposed to do this. I thought I was supposed to have this. That's the same things we go through. And what happens? We choose those things. We choose to go with those things, and what happens? You come short of the promise of God. Lest any of you should seem to come short of it. We wind up short of the promise of God because we choose. How many of you have ever chosen fear over confidence? Fear over, what's the opposite of fear? Faith. I'm going to get into faith here in a minute. Or you choose your old life, the old way of feeling, the old way of being, the old way of acting, the old way of going through life, the old feelings. And it's not so much the actions as the emotions. The emotions will lead you to the actions a lot of times, but you'll have the old feelings of fear and depression and torment and anxiety and the old fight. See, I think the Lord's gotten the old fight out of me that I've got to have my way. I don't have to have my way so much anymore. It doesn't have to be my way. We're looking forward to on the other side of this stuff completely. We keep saying, we don't know what God has for us, but He's got something. Well, doesn't that bother you? Not in the least. What does He have? I don't know. Am I supposed to? All I know is God's leading me. Where's the Lord leading you? What's He doing in your life? He's leading you one place. Rest. Everything else that you do should come out of rest. Should come out of a place of rest. A place of confidence. A place of fear. That I have confidence and I live in the refuge of Jesus. Anything that comes out of that, you're there. Life is not a problem. Anything that comes your way is not a problem. No matter what it is. So let me go on. Verse 2. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. What's he saying? I'm going to say Paul wrote this, and I'm quite sure who wrote Hebrews. I think it's Paul. Say the writer of Hebrews wrote this, and he's saying we all heard the same thing. What's the difference between those that live it and those that don't? Choice, but by this scripture, what's the difference? Read that scripture again. Gospel preached as well as unto them, but the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith
Okay.
in them that heard it. The only difference is some mix it with faith and some don't. The gospel is preached unto us and unto them. It didn't profit them, doesn't always profit us. Why?
Mix it with faith.
We don't mix it with faith. In this instance, what is faith? Or in life, what is faith?
Confidence in God.
Exactly. It's a confidence in God, knowing that God will do it, and He'll do it for me. Knowing that this stuff works. And it works for me. It will work in my life. How many of you have ever looked at a promise of God and said, yep, I know it works, but I don't think I can believe it. I don't think it's really going to work for me. Have you ever said that? I mean, you're just here, so I'm right-handed. You're on my right side. Have any of us ever said that? Yeah, I know it's supposed to work, but I'm just not sure. Oh no. What happens? We heard the word preached and weren't able to mix it with faith. Faith is, I know this stuff works. I know everything in this gospel works. Everything in this book works. I've seen miracle on top of miracle on top of miracle. I've prayed for people and had things healed. I've been healed. I've been changed. People's lives around me been changed. Everything's been changed. I've seen God move miraculously. I've seen money come in out of nowhere. I've seen stuff on top of stuff. You name it, I've seen it happen. I know it works. But what happens when we get in a crisis?
Will it work for me?
Will it work for me? It's easy to say, I know this works for Steve. I've watched it happen. Yeah, I've watched his life change. I've seen the difference from 10 years ago to now. I see the difference. I've seen the difference from a year ago to now. I know it works. But will it work for me? I don't know. Can God change my attitude? I don't know. Why? We're more willing to... I had a statement I came up with a long time ago, quite some time back, that we have more faith in the nature of man than we do in the nature of God. Think about that. There's times we have more faith in our flesh, in our ability to handle a situation, control a situation, control the emotions that we have, than we do in the nature of God to change me and change the situation and change the outcome and change what's going to happen and change the direction of the course of my life. When you can live a life that I have confidence in the Lord, I have a fear of God that I don't want to let Him down, and I know He is who He says He is, and I have confidence in that He can change anything. I figured if He can stop the earth for a little while and then back it up, later He stops it with Joshua, and then later, I forget who it was, then backs it up. Figure if He can do that, He can handle my little problem. If He can raise Jesus from the dead, if He can bring flesh back to dry bones, if He can part the Red Sea, if He can have people walk in fire and not get burned, and shut the mouths of lions, and show the armies of God to, guys standing around, and any other kinds of things. The Mount of Transfiguration, He can change a body to a glorified body and then change it back again. At some point, you're going to have the witnesses. If you look in Revelation, the witnesses walking around, they're going to die, be dead for a while, then they're going to come back to life. And if He can do all of that, can He handle my fear?
Mm-hmm.
Think about your problem. And then think about the things He's had to overcome with those situations. Does your problem seem a little small?